For me, the whole process from application to old ceremony took exactly 4 months. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be sharing my Canadian citizenship journey with you. You must have seen a video of the oath-taking ceremony in my channel. If you haven't seen it, please do well to see it. A little disclaimer here though, I am not an immigration expert or agent. I am just basically sharing the information that I have based on my experience. If you're new to this channel, welcome. We hope that you like it here. So let's dive straight into today's video. I came into Canada as a permanent resident in December 2020 through the express entry process. Now that is a story for another day. If you're familiar with the express entry process, you know it's a lot. So I'm not going to be going into that today. I'm just going to skipping all of that and going through my Canadian citizenship timeline and application process, and of course passport application with you. So if you're in this process, this timeline could help you, understand or know what would come up next, or just to help you know what the process basically looks like, and also share my timeline so you can also follow through. I know when you're in a process like this, you want to know as many people's timelines as possible, just to have an idea of how long you're going to be waiting and what comes up next and all of that. I also did that myself. I was in a couple of groups where I was able to see other people's timelines, especially for people in the city that I live, which is Calgary, Alberta. The requirements, the most important, or the strongest, or would I say the biggest, or whatever you call it, requirements to becoming a citizen in Canada is living 3 years, at least a minimum of 3 years in the space of 5 years. So it all boils down to physical presence, right? You have to have lived in Canada for 1,095 days to be able to apply. And of course, if you've lived 1,095 days at the point of application, you should be a permanent resident before you can apply, right? I'm going to put the link to the immigration website in the description box below, so you can read more extensively on the eligibility requirements. In my own case, I became eligible to apply for the citizenship in February 2024. And I would have been eligible in December 2023, but I had traveled a lot. Would I say a lot? I had traveled basically in the space of those 3 years. So I had to wait out the times that I was out of the country, to replace it. And in my case, it was approximately 2 months. So I just gave 2 months before I applied. So my timeline, I applied on the 29th of February. So if you've traveled and you're not sure of the dates that you have traveled, it is advisable to contact Canada Border Service Agency, CBSA, to get you the dates that you've been out of the country. Because I know most of these countries, developed countries especially, when you travel, they usually don't stamp your passports anymore as much as they used to years back. So if you're not sure of your dates, just contact CBSA. They're going to give you your entry and exit dates, and those are the dates that you need, because in the application you're going to be putting in how long you've been out of the country, where you went to, and the purpose of that travel. Okay, so back to the timeline. I submitted my application on the 29th of February 2024, and that was at 1,096 days. I received acknowledgement of receipt of my application on March 7. I got a test request on May 1 for May 6 to June 5. They had asked me to do the test within a month time frame. Now you're supposed to take a test, right? Take a test, testing your knowledge on the history of Canada and whatnot. I was provided with material to study for the test. It's called Discover Canada. I studied the material. Day of the test came. I was asked to take the test between May 6 and June 5. I took it on May 6. 20 questions. The pass mark is 15, right? So I was given 20 questions. I scored 17 out of 20 at first attempt. It was pretty easy. It's just basic, general knowledge of Canada. So it's pretty easy to pass. You'll be given 3 attempts, right? So if you don't pass after 3 attempts, you probably would contact them, and they will work something out with you, or help you get through that particular stage. And if you are, I think, 55 and above, you don't need to take the test. I am not 100% on that information, but it's going to be in the website that I will be linking. So after the test, I got scheduled for the oath taking ceremony. Now, I got an email on the 3rd of June that I needed to appear on the 27th of June to take the oath, and it was an in-person ceremony for me. I know in Calgary, Alberta, especially if you are a family of two and above, I think in Calgary, Alberta, they would ask that you take the ceremony online, but if you're a single applicant, they would ask you to come in person. I don't know if this rule is set on stone or in black and white anywhere, but this is what I have seen with people around me, friends and whatnot. So for me, the whole process from application to oath ceremony took exactly 4 months. After the ceremony, I got my certificate, and we were advised not to apply for international passport until after 2 business days, which I did. I waited for I think even more than 2 business days before I eventually went on to apply for the passport. I applied for my passport on the 2nd of July. And I did that because I needed to travel in July, and my Nigerian passport was going to expire in less than 6 months. And I didn't want to travel with a less than 6 months valid passport. So I was like, you know what, let me just apply for this. So I applied for the passport, and I had to pay $50 extra to expedite it. So usually the regular payment is 160 for adults, and I added $50 extra for expedited processing. Usually it takes 3 weeks, right? But if you expedite, you can get your passport a day before you travel. So that was what I did. I had applied for my son's passport earlier, and they had told us, yes, it takes 3 weeks, but he eventually took 7 days. It came within a week, and I wasn't even expecting it. Now, the lady at Service Canada told me that it could happen like that, right? But she couldn't certify that it was going to be the same thing as my son. So it was safer to just pay for the expedited passport. So they asked me to come pick up the passport a day to my travel. They had asked for my itinerary. I already bought my flight ticket. So they asked for my flight number and the itinerary, what time I'm leaving, what date, and all of that. I gave them all that information. The day came to pick the passport, which was a day to my travel, and I couldn't go. So I asked my husband to go in my place. So they had given me a receipt. So I signed the receipt and put the name of the person coming to pick up the passport. So the name has to match with whatever they have on their ID, like their driver's license, right? So I signed that. I put his name on there, and he took that there and picked it up on my behalf, and I was able to travel. And that was the end of the process. There are a lot of groups on Facebook, on WhatsApp that you're able to follow through with other people that are in the application process if you are in the process. So you don't get lost in how or what to expect. So at least you already know, oh, if they are responding to people in Montreal right now or responding to people in Mississauga right now, then maybe it's going to be my turn soon. You know, it just helps when you are in a community of people that are doing the same thing with you. And that's the end of my journey to becoming a Canadian citizen. This process for me has been surreal. I I didn't see citizenship coming as fast because I have seen other people apply taking over a year. Mine was just in 4 months. And I'm grateful for the speed that I got because I was able to, make travel plans and actually travel. And I hope this timeline helps you in your application as well. And this journey has been surreal for me. I remember the days of taking studying for IELTS, waiting to be invited to apply for permanent residency. And today I have my Canadian passport with me. I can travel to over 154 countries, and I am super grateful for that. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below, and I will be there waiting to answer as much as I can. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye.